Yes, good old TJ.
Konnichiwa, new squad to boy INCOG. Back on your video, and today, you guys, we are back on Tish Force channel. This one is called Fate Lore and Talania Skills and Abilities. So that's one of the skills on a new channel was about like her backstory and like some of her no fat times and everything like that. So let's see if Tish for like shows us or tells us anything else that we didn't know from the other video. So without further ado, guys, before we even get into the video, like the video, help channel grow live, share the video, share good stuff, comment down below. Also as well, hit the bell notification, hit all. Also as well, subscribe channel if you're new. If this is your first time over here to this to my channel, go ahead and hit the red button down below. It's free, you know what I'm saying? Trying to get that 1K mark. Without further ado, guys, let's get right into it. So play.
What is up, guys? Today I bring to you the servant profile of the day, Atalanta, otherwise known as Catalana.
Catalana.
The chaste huntress. No, you can't fluff my ears. Now,
You can't fluff
she can
my
be seen
ears.
as an archer or berserker. Her place of origin is Greece, and she's a famous huntress who helped take down the Caledonian boar in Greek mythology. She was raised by the servant and Greek deity
Waifu?
Artemis,
Maybe?
and is without a doubt one of the greatest archers known to man. And before we get started, I do want to mention that one of her skills is missing its translation. Abilities. As a child who grew up under the wing of the goddess Artemis, Atalanta is no stranger when it comes to dealing with the wild. And by extension of her being raised in this environment, she's more like an animal than anything else. She has better vision than the average servant, a better sense of smell
Adaptation and everything.
than the average servant. She's even had times where she pinpoint the enemies faster than the servant Achilles in the middle of the night from several miles away. Not to mention that she has the utmost advantage when it comes to dealing with certain surroundings, such as a forest. When it comes to doing battle, her main armament is the celestial bow given to her by Artemis, known as Teropolos. The name itself being a nod to Artemis's relation.
That's a dope name
to
for a
wild
weapon.
animals.
Teropolos.
One thing that sets Atalanta
Sound like a
apart
city.
from most archers is that she can hit multiple targets at once with precise accuracy. Personal skills. Crossing.
Just see, we didn't see
Arcadia.
this.
The rank is B class. It's a skill that allows Atalanta to move across the battlefield as quick as possible. Due to her childhood taking place in the glorious mountains of Arcadia, Atalanta is highly skilled when it comes to maneuvering the field. She can jump from platform to platform with no problems and even get around certain obstacles that the enemies might use to block her path. Aesthetics of the last spurt. The rank is C class. In her past, Atalanta was challenged time and time again to a foot race by men who desired to be at her side through marriage. Unfortunately for them, Atalanta was no slacker when it came to a foot race and burnt every single one of her opponents until one got the upper hand by cheating. The skill itself is meant to be a nod to the fact that she gave those guys a head start so they'd actually stand a fair chance. By letting her enemy go first, Atalanta will have a better chance at anticipating what move her opponent might use next. She will then use this opportunity to pass them up via battle like she used to do with the other guys back in the old days. Agrius Metamorphosis. Boar of divine.
Hey, I'm gonna pause right here. Hey, you guys, say that 5 times fast. Say that 5 times fast. That's all. Say it 5 times fast. That's a mouthful right there. All right, play.
Punishment. The rank is B+. It's an anti-unit self-phantasm, which means you use it on yourself. So during her lore, the king of Caledon forgot to make his yearly sacrifice to Artemis, and in response to this disrespect, Artemis
That boar
sent
look
down
like
a ravenous Caledonian
that thing like
boar
Ganon from
that destroyed anything
Legend of
and
Zelda.
everything in its path. Bet y'all won't forget next time, will you? After the death of several heroes, Atalanta was the only person to come out and draw first blood in the battle against this wild beast. Her friend Meleager got the last hit on the boar, so he claimed the prize, but he still gave the hide to Atalanta as a gift since she did most of the work. In the Fate verse, the boar is described as a phantasmal beast, and Atalanta has been awarded with the hide because of this segment. It's a cursed phantasm where she infuses
loses her
herself
mind
with the magical hide to gain the same power as the beast itself. She will lose access to her bow's phantasm in exchange for this raw power. Aside from the luck stat, each one of her parameters will receive an increase to the point where you practically can say it's a berserker mode on demand. And just like most berserkers, this newfound power will come at the expense of all of Atalanta's sanity. Even the master might not be safe when she turns this thing on. But as long as she don't hit me,
we all good. You know what I'm saying? We
then
good.
Make use of the hide by turning it into a pair of wings, giving her the ability to fly to her heart's content. And I must admit, this is some very deadly stuff considering that she's an archer. I mean, the last thing you want an experienced bowman to have is the perfect vantage point for the entire fight. And although she will lose access to the regular phantasm, she has gained the ability to infuse her bow with magical energy from the hide instead. Apparently, the hide does it all. Might have to order one of these hoes off Amazon. And of course, the downside to this process is that it's extremely dangerous and
They shot,
will
though.
more than likely end up getting her killed. And if I had to judge by using Apocrypha, it probably will. By normal standards, she wouldn't even have access to this hide. But since the war in Apocrypha isn't normal by any means, she was able to resort to its power as a last-ditch effort. Phoebus Catastrophe. Complaint message on the arrow. The rank is
SOS.
class. It's an anti-army
On
phantasm,
deck.
which means it's used against an army. It's a move that sends an arrow to the deities Artemis and her brother Apollo, asking for their help on the
But you gotta
battlefield.
use Calamity.
The move itself goes back to the tale that I covered in Artemis's lore, where she dealt with the children of the woman who tried to play her mother. In response to Atalanta's call, the two will drop a calamity out of the sky and use her target as the sacrifice. This also comes equipped with settings. Need to take out an entire group of homunculi? No problem.
Got him on speed dial. Let me just shoot this up in the air real
Atalanta
quick.
wants to narrow the shot down all to one person, like she did my boy Spartacus, then she has the free reign to get this done. The downside to the phantasm is that it can be blocked or evaded by a servant if they possess the skill to do so. Ultimately, this just means that her best bet is if she's going against somebody that has low endurance. While each arrow isn't that powerful on its own, they come down in such a large number that even if the person tries to avoid them, the average servant shouldn't be able to dodge them all, at the very least. Upon
No
refusal,
phantasm?
she will pull
MGO?
2 arrows against her weapon before sending them out into the sky in search of her blessings. The gods will then send a storm of arrows back down upon her target, putting everything in their path to ruin. That about wraps it up.
Man,
If you enjoyed the video, please like it
Akita,
up so we can get this
that
trending.
picture right there,
Feel
man.
free
That's
to
waifu
add
right there. Ain't
information.
gonna lie. Bang. We already did a video on her anyway. But anyway, this one is about Atalanta though from Tish 4. So Atalanta skills and abilities. Some of those we did not know about, like her passive ability and stuff like that. We didn't get into that with any news video. But yeah, guys, for you guys, like, subscribe on the video. Boy, INCOG, I'm out. Peace.